Hello my friends, welcome to week number 5 of this season with Obsessed with Katty and Christy. These are the papers we're using for this week. It's going to be this pink stripe with the floral, the yellow hearts, and the green sort of like a grid paper or lined paper. So I am going to use as my background the pink one, which I love that pink one. I actually have 2 sheets of that pink paper. This is all again from the Dear Lizzie documentary collection, which is what we're working with for the rest of this season. So I'm just taking some of the papers and I'm just backing the photos with those papers. I did mat each one of my little photos on white, so they do have a white mat around them, a really thin white mat. These 4 pictures are of the 4 kitties that I rescued. The mama kitty hangs around at my job. She was a stray. And she did have her babies at my job, like outside. So one day I just said, you know what, I'm gonna take them home, and I'm gonna kind of care for them, you know, as much as I can, because I just felt bad because they were little babies, and you know. So I brought them home, and it's actually it's the mama, the 3 babies. One of the babies actually went missing, which is super sad. The one there in the middle, right in the middle, the one I'm matting right now, that one went missing. My mom puts them outside to play, you know, the majority of the day. So one of the afternoons when we went out, he wasn't there. So we don't know what happened to him. I wish I knew what happened to him. Actually, I don't want to know what happened to him. I hope he's okay. But yeah, one of them went missing. So now it's just the mama and the 2 babies that we have left. So yeah, so they're growing, and then they're super active, and they're super cute to watch how they just kind of you know, play around with each other, and they're baby kitties, so they're fun to watch. I wish I had more time to watch them, but I don't. But yeah, I definitely just wanted to document this because it was kind of something that I said, you know what, I'm gonna take them home one day. And we put them in a box and I brought them home. So it was a little bit crazy, but you know, I don't know, just I guess trying to give them a better life, I suppose. So what I did was, you saw me back the photos. I did cut out a few strips, and I didn't say this at the beginning. Christy and I, well, Christy chose the layout by Ashley Horton that I showed you guys in the beginning as inspiration. So we're not really scrap lifting her, we're just using it as inspiration. So I really like the grid pattern that she used, so that's why I'm kind of doing this grid pattern for this layout. We're kind of trying to take inspiration from Ashley's page, which was a lovely page that she did. So yeah, so now I'm just backing everything on craft, so that's what I'm doing there. And I did add some gesso to the background just to kind of mute the color a little bit, you know, just a little. Sometimes gesso is good for that when you just kind of want to tone down a background, a busy background, even though this is not super busy, but I just wanted to tone it down. So there's that other sheet that I have of this paper, and I'm actually going to take the 2 branding strips. And I thought about adding them on the top and bottom, but I ended up adding them on the sides. So they will stay there on the sides. I really liked how that looked. And I'm looking through the ephemera pack. This is the documentary ephemera pack. And I really liked that Fancy Free. And the little cloud, it took me a while to understand what it said. But I finally realized that it says Rome. So I thought it was perfect. I wrote my title is going to be Rome, Fancy and Free. You know, versus Rome Free. You know, Rome, Fancy and Free. So I thought that was funny and clever. So that's going to be my title for this layout. So yeah, so all I'm doing is just adding a few pieces of ephemera. My video is going to get cut off in the end because, of course, I ran out of storage space on my iPad because that tends to happen to me, especially when I'm doing a lot of things at once. So sorry about that. But yeah, basically, in the end, I think you're going to see me use some watercolors, and then I think I'm going to get cut off while I'm using the watercolors. These thickers are American Crafts, and they're the glitter thickers, and they are, let me see if I can pull them out. I don't know what I did with them. Nope, don't have them here. Sorry. but they are that pretty green color, and I wanted that green color from the green paper in the collection. So I'm just looking through the ephemera, trying to see if there's anything else that I want to use. I wanted to bring in some craft, so I am going to bring in some of the craft elements. I thought about using that big circle, which I totally could have used, but I didn't use it. I'm going to use that Priorities little gold foiled craft tab there. I put the hashtag today. There's my son. He's kind of helping me there. Was helping me put down my thickers. So yeah, and then I take one of the cork bows, which I knew I wanted to use because all the kitties, I think they're all girls. I really can't tell the difference, but they all seem to be girls. So yeah, I thought the bow was appropriate. So yeah, so at this point I'm just looking at it, trying to decide what else I want to do. So I took out some dilutions paints, and then I'm going to end up using some watercolors just to add a little bit of the green and a little bit of that like green yellow color that's in that floral paper. So I'm going to take some of the watercolors and just do that. And then I'll do some black ink splatters with some India ink on the top left and bottom right. And that's really going to complete my layout. I don't do anything else to it, I don't think. No. So yeah, I'll put my bow back down, and yeah, so, and then my little priorities tab on the bottom, and that is going to be it. So definitely thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching my series with Christy. We're having a lot of fun using our favorite collections. Make sure you check out Christy's video. I'm going to have a link to her video below, so you guys can check her out. It's always fun to see our different perspectives on our layouts. So check her out. I'll have her link below. Oh, I do add some heart enamel shapes from Michael's. That's the only other thing I do to the layout. But besides that, that was it. So thank you guys again. Make sure you check out Christy, and stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another layout using this collection, the Dear Lizzie documentary. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.